That's the name of whatever book Ali or Focciano's published at the end of this dungeon crawl. Is there? How do you know what it tastes like if you don't lick it?
Talking to your grandchildren, I lick that.
So,
I lick that.
oh my goodness. I just feel like this whole campaign is don't put that in your mouth. No, take it out. Take it out. Spit it.
Elliot is in
My
fact a toddler.
Yes. Where we last stopped, we just had Phocyonis had been polymorphed into an eagle. So Feagle flew in, was doing some snooping around the mayor's office, met this exceedingly charismatic and good-looking cleaner who gave him big cuddles and freed him, and who seemed only to be able to say, "Oh no." When you got down to the ground, you, with Egg's absence, that we probably could have just fucking skipped all of this, but we're in it now, so we're going to ride this out. Had an extremely large sheep come barreling in. On the way to you guys with something in its mouth, it's knocked Egg off into a tree out the front of the mayor's office building. Gum Gunner scooped up Egg and taken him off to look after him, heading in the direction of the one-eyed narwhal, and like a strange green, like emerald mist seemed to surround you guys, and kind of you could see through it, but it was blocking off, at least apparently, because with everything that unfolded, there was a lot of investigation that happened to it. And as that sort of sprung up and the sheep has looked around, was initially appeared to be going to Egg, but then has trotted over to Alia, who's probably told her she can't read, and handed the scroll over to Kitty. Turned out to be a scroll of mass speak with animals, so everyone could understand the sheep, who never shut up for the rest of the time that you guys were together. But
okay,
this is a big fucking horse-sized sheep. Like, this was a big woolly sheep. But following along behind that sheep was an orc who came with a wolf group of wolves, pack of wolves, and a big fucking bear, who indicated to you guys that because you had mass speak with animals, that he wasn't even meant to be there today. And despite that, and maybe because of it, he got the ever-loving shit kicked out of him. So you guys just are currently where we left off. You're surrounded by the corpses that you fucking decimated. The large white frost wolf has booked it, and when we finished up, no one was intending. Your indication was that no one was going to be chasing after it, at least at that point. So unless that has changed, Egg, we will come to you. I hope to God, with the time we've got, that we get to where you're going to be surprised. Here's where you are, because I haven't had a chance to talk to you before we got there. But for you guys, you are currently now. You've got a sheep. Of course, you have a sheep. And just as a reminder, the sheep had also gotten as far as letting you guys know that he really was a wizard, and his name was Fine Thea Shine Bright, because it sounds like your note taker, at least one of your note takers, may not have gotten those notes, and it has been a while, so I'll give you guys that one.
Sheep, not she.
No, sheep was a he.
Oh.
He was a he sheep. He was a ram, I guess, technically. And he proved himself to be a remarkably good roller in combat, because he did way better than what his stat block indicated he should be able to.
Yeah.
He rolled like a fucking
He
champion.
was ass kicker of wolves.
So at the moment, yeah,
And
I like
bears.
that one. Hey, squaddles. So looking at where you guys are now, you've still got this emerald kind of shimmering field around you. It is tracking off in the same direction as you saw the wolf run, and it also goes back out of sight around the bridge that you entered the city in, like out of where you can see it go, where you saw these guys come over. So you are currently out of combat, you're out of initiative, and you've got these corpses strewn around you. And the last thing was yeah, take that, you fucker, as the wolf's running off after the sheep's trying to give it a good swift kicking as it's booked it. So I think I already know what Fokionis wants to do, but I'm
Do
just
I have
going to
to roll
check in
for
and
this,
see
or
what you guys want to do from here.
do I have to roll for what you know that I'm probably going to do?
Tell me what you want to do, and
I
we'll
just want to make a fun little joke to lighten the mood because that was hectic, just to cheer up my fellow comrades by placing the dead bear carcass over my shoulders and head and make a silly joke about Foximus Decimus Christomoridus.
Yeah. Are you just trying to like lift the bear corpse because this is a freaking big bear, or are you trying to like skin it?
Yes, I am.
Because if you just want to lift, if you want to lift the bear, just give me a strength check. Like
Strength check.
roll your
Here we
strength.
go.
Yeah.
So not a
If you're not going to
saving,
bother
no
trying to skin it
action.
or anything, you are lifting up a
Uh,
really heavy bear corpse. This
Does
is a large beast. This is
17 do it?
heavy. Yeah, I'll give it to you on a 17. I would have given it anything over a 15 just for shits and giggles.
Fuck
And
yeah,
you
it's
put up
just
with me
like
being late.
Mosey's on over to where the bear is, and he like scoops the arms and the head over his sort of shoulders and head, and goes, "Hey guys, look, I am Foximus Decimus Christomoridus."
And to be fair, so as you guys are looking at it, I believe you did at least mostly decapitate, if not fully decapitate the bear. So you are getting quite an effect of, the bear's skull flopping and just dripping. It just got killed. There's blood everywhere.
Aaliyah,
And
what do you
you've got-
reckon? I'll make a coat out of this.
Like, I was looking at it with the arms over it, but the arms are over. But this bear was huge. Like we're talking grizzly bear type size. Like it's well towering over Fokionis when it was standing on its hind legs. So it's basically like its legs and ass and all the rest of it is dragging on the ground to then sort of be awkwardly cracked and broken and lifted up slowly, settling into rigor as Fokionis is draping it over him,
We're wearing it like a bearskin rug.
legs shaking slightly under the strain because it's heavy. Anyone else want to
okay,
do anything
so
here?
does that that was just for the group's humor, but I don't know if I can ponder how I could make that a permanent coat. I don't know that I can, but
You can have a crack at skinning the bear, or
Well,
anyone else can if
surely
you've got
someone
a
else in my
particular
group
skill
can.
you think might help. The higher your dexterity, the higher the better you'll do with this, unless you have
Not terrible.
something that lends itself that you think might lend itself to giving you some kind of
Considering I
advantage.
skinned a couple of tigers,
You
True.
did.
True.
you want me to give it a shot?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Are you doing this solo, or is someone
can we-
helping her out?
yeah. I can help. Can I not?
Yeah.
Would
It just means you
Am I
get it
rolling dex?
on the dex roll.
Where's
Great,
my
yeah.
dex roll there?
Yeah, only rolled 10.
Well, it's better than what I did.
No.
So you both had a crack at a roll, or
Yeah.
were you giving Ali your advantage? You both had a
I was
crack. So
trying
it
to
was
give
a 9
Ali
and
an
a 10.
advantage. Sorry. Yeah. Oh, that's what I was.
About 12.
So did you roll? Sorry, Dan, I missed you. Did you roll, or did
I
you give?
did roll, but I was just wanting to give advantage, but I cooked it and got eager, so I rolled.
Elliot, roll again.
Yeah.
It's been a while. So do you roll with advantage? Take your
Oh,
high
yeah.
one. We'll see whether it beats 12. No, not. That's now 3 rolls. Fuck me. Okay. Let's just take that one. So 19 plus
Yeah!
whatever it was. Like,
22.
with the extra bonus
20
roll,
dead.
2 bonus rolls. Just keep rolling till you get the number you want.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Well, you said
As-
roll with advantage. So that's what I did.
Yeah, no, I understand. I get the mistakes that I made. So I saw a nat 19 pop up. You're well and truly able to do this. So just effortlessly, same as what you did with the tigers, like you're almost burrowing into this thing because it's so massive. But you guys just see Alia and her little gore-covered companion who's fresh from pushing its way alien style out of the chest of a wolf, just like seamlessly weaving around the skin of this bear, and then just with a big off comes the skin. You can keep the skull or you can take the skull out, depending. That's up to you. But it's currently got the 4 paws and claws in place, and it's bear skull, and it's as good a skin as you're going to get until you try and get it to someone who may potentially correctly treat it, clean it, tan it, and do everything that's needed to actually preserve that pelt. But you have a somewhat less bloody, quite clean because you rolled so high on your 27th roll, bear pelt. Do with it as you will. All the while, Ali's there with her arm, like the spare arm, like using it to break the fat away from the
Oh yeah, that looks sick. I think we take that to Fitz back at the One-Eyed Narwhal. I reckon he'll know a guy. He seems like the guy that knows a guy for every guy.
I agree.
All right.
I hand it over to Fog.
I put it in my bag. No, I
You're not
put it
gonna
over
try
my
and
shoulder. Who am I kidding? I'm going to put it on my head and walk in that way.
The wet, meaty
Alia's not
squelch.
going to have a Cubone moment.
No, I'm going to pull out my tiger skin.
Now we like animal genocide.
We're going to cosplay this up.
You know what it is? A parade of
Oh,
horribles.
dear.
So we're going to the furry convention.
all you need is a couple of questionable vehicles to ride upon. There is a big sheep there who has
A questionable vehicle.
gone like a pale a little bit and has slightly stepped back, but looks like it's because it didn't shut up in like the barrage that came from him in the very short period that he was there. But witnessing what you guys have just done to some creatures who at least some of them were talking to you guys not that long ago has just at the moment made him shut up for a second. So you've dealt with the bear. There's corpses of 2 wolves, and there's also the corpse of the orc who was trying to be eloquent, but really only had a few things that he just single-mindedly was saying when you guys met him. That was, I don't think you got his name. It was Guz. We never got that far before he kicked Fokionis, who forgot he was a hawk and wouldn't stop squawking during the conversation.
Now his name is Speed Hump.
Did you want to do anything else with anything else?
Can we? I don't know.
Otherwise
Is it worth searching him and see if he's got anything? Or let's search. What do we think, peeps? Let's search. Who among us is going to be better at that? Probably not me.
What
I'm
do you
always
need
down
that?
for finding stuff.
Oh, please.
So if you're going to
Please
go
do.
and rummage around, give me an investigation check to see how thoroughly you're checking. And again, if you're getting help, you can roll with advantage, or you can both roll once each.
Oh, I'm not rolling here.
So
mean,
please, let's not throw
both-
friggin'
I will help.
Roll with
Roll with
advantage.
advantage.
no. So Kitty, roll with advantage, please, and give me your investigation number.
Okay.
Physical dice, real dice, I don't. Digital dice.
Oh,
I'm land. There's
did you
nothing.
roll?
There is no one. I am
Did
not
you roll
even
it?
here.
Did you roll a nat one?
No, I got a 2 and a 3. 3 was my advantage.
Oh no.
Look, I'll give you simply because
You're giving me something.
I'm going to give you one thing, and it's only because, and it's not even. I'm going to give it to. I'm going to give it to Fock on his passive because he actually got a hit with it. So it's pretty gross, and this guy hasn't bathed in a while. So your investigation is cursory at best, and you still kind of got one eye where you're thinking about the message you received, and then you're trying to jot notes in your notebook, and like this guy stinks. So you don't really find anything when you're looking through him, but What you don't notice, and the others do, is that as you're trying to search his corpse, you're literally almost tripping over the great axe that he was swinging around that he has dropped when he died. So
wow.
I will give you, because he actually hit you with it, that it is a whirling great axe, and you can check it out. It doesn't need any special kind of investigation to know what that one is, but you have one of those, and you can have a suss and decide what you want to do with it. And you don't see or find anything else. That guy's gross. But he had a big axe that he was whacking multiple of you, including Fokionis with.
Hang
Yeah,
on.
it's called a
Kitty
whirling.
goes and wipes her hands on the back of the bear fur.
All right. So as you guys are doing all of this, the sheep seems to have composed himself a bit. Oh, if you're quite done, if we can move this along, the wolf is getting away, and I still need your assistance. There's a powerful wizard who we need to take down. My apprentice, remember, we were talking about him. He sent these people after us. It was the whole thing. They were once people, now they're animals, but I mean, I guess now they're corpses. But we need to head that way because, look, I'm a big deal in these parts. I've been a prisoner in this body for years. I need to get my magic back. I need to get my castle back. I need to get my wand back. We need to move. If we can just follow down and go along this path, and if you can move it along, because enough's enough, and this is quite frankly getting a bit disgusting. So let's go. Hip, hip.
All right, Chatty Cathy.
And there's like this. She was like taking just a couple of steps to see if any of you are following what you're doing.
Yeah, I suppose we're following, aren't we? Come on.
Yeah, let's go.
And he got as far, again, in your previous interaction, he had mentioned that his apprentice had usurped him, polymorphed him permanently into this sheep form as opposed to a temporary polymorph. And he is looking for assistance to get his wand back that has been stolen from him, that is instrumental to all of these things. He did give you the apprentice's name, but God, I can't take all your notes for you.
Got it. Fairy guy wants us to follow him and help him find his wand. Nothing dodging that at all.
So are you following the sheep down the emerald, the emerald cascading fuzzy road?
Follow the fuzzy big
Oh.
road.
Alia, I reckon you should climb on that sheep.
Legit. Don't have.
I reckon it could be ridden.
Are you going to just try and sneak your way on there, or are you
100%.
going to say something?
No, I'm gonna sneak my way up there.
Are you still wearing the tiger?
Yep.
Nice.
Raccoon in a tiger skin is attempting to ride a sheep. All right, let's give. I want you to give me a stealth check initially. Let's see how high that is, and then we'll go with whatever happens next. It's going to be against.
We all have to do that, or just to let
Hey.
No, not unless you're all trying to climb in.
No.
Unless you're all trying to climb on board. Did you have any pluses to that? 10, so 10 total. Let's see what his perception roll might be. Oh, this could be interesting. All right, let's go. He rolled a 11.
Oh,
No. So as you like sneaking up, unfortunately for you, you might get like halfway up one of those hind legs, and then because the sheep is walking away, like trying to be slyly looking over your shoulder to see if you guys are following, but not doing a really good job of that. But your tiger skin catches under one of the hooves. It's like, what the fuck? and he's kicking at the skin, and as he's kicking at the skin, he also ends up dislodging the Alia, who goes tumbling off, and you take 2 points of bludgeoning damage as you hit and bounce and skid across the tiles. But he doesn't seem to have noticed that that's what you were doing. He's just like, what the fuck is that? And just kicked backwards. I'm disappointed. I was really looking forward to Alia succeeding on
So
that
was
one.
I.
If you got on, though, you had another roll to see if you stayed on.
Hey, Alia.
Can I try again?
Yeah, I reckon you should try again. Do it again.
You can try again, but the DC is going to be higher. Just letting you know.
What
So
if
the
I
sheep's
throw her?
walking at this point.
What if she
We
gets
can
some
gi-
air?
Let's give it a crack.
All right.
Can you
What-
give me? Oh, what have you got? You're trying to do a throw, but it's not about because you're more than strong enough to. Oh, hang on.
Well,
Hang
I
on.
do have animal handling.
All of your stats haven't synced across. Your hit points did, but your stats didn't. That's annoying. Or is your strength 8 minus 1? With strength being your dump stats, you got a 7 strength. Okay, you're still strong enough to throw a raccoon, but you're not as strong as what I thought you were. Give me a.
I'm still looking for strength. It's in alphabetical order.
It's
Ah.
at the top. It's the. I'm not getting
That
you to
one.
roll on your strength. You'll
Oh,
be
yeah.
even at a 7. You'll be strong enough to throw a raccoon up on top of a sheep. But
Yeah.
I'm just looking at what I want you to.
Hmm.
I reckon
Wow.
you're trying to do this and getting it to land on top. So you are the
That's
worst
amazing.
person to be doing this throw, but let's give this a go. Give me
Yeah, Fox should have done
a.
it. No.
That's even worse.
Give me
Look, I'm
for
invested
this
now.
one. Give me an athletics check. You're strong enough, but you've got to actually complete the using that strength in a way to land the
Right.
raccoon. I love it, Dante. Fucking hell. To land the raccoon on top of the sheep. We're not going to get out of the city before
Nope.
we're
That's
done
on point
at
for
this
us.
point. Oh, it is.
Just as bad as
Hope-
Spa talking to his phone.
17.
17. Yeah. 17 well and truly succeeds. So on the second attempt, and in hushed tones, you've just got Kitty doing the least
It's a
superhero
rugby
like
throw.
version of the cannonball, and the thing throwing Wolverine that you've ever seen. It's more of a it's more of an underarm.
It's an
Football
underarm
pass.
rugby throw. We got
Yeah.
spin. The
Uh,
tiger cape is
look,
going like this in
nice.
the spiral.
17. I'll give you that flavor, but yep. And then Alia lands on top of the sheep. Now, Alia, when you land, can you give me? We want to try and land undetected, like you tried to sneak up before. You're up there.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. I'll give you the ability to land with your passive. You're high enough to do that part. Give me a stealth check again to see whether you go unnoticed or not.
Ooh.
15.
15 meets it. 15 meets it. So you now have, unbeknownst to the sheep, who hasn't shut up as he's trotting along and is giving you a description of the beautiful grounds and how well he kept them and how unkept they were when his apprentice took over, and that he needs to get his form back and get his wand back and get his business back together. And that statue over there, that was one of mine. I polymorphed that, and he's pointing to like different things in the city as he's going past. And don't get me started on that. The things they wanted in that bath, and I would have none of it. And meanwhile, Alia is now perched atop the sheep.
Nice.
Raccoon on
Yes.
sheep as you're trotting along. I promise, Egg, we are going to. I'm determined we're going to find you before we exit. So, if you're continuing to follow the sheep, you're essentially winding your way through parts of the city that you guys haven't really had a chance to investigate or experience yet. So you notice that sort of shimmering outline hasn't gone anywhere. But what you seem to be doing in following the sheep, who seems to know where he's going, is tracking the direction, like the pathways that you're walking along, so you can still see what's on the other side of it. There's no people to be seen, but the buildings and things like the statues and the things that this guy's just waffling non-stop about. Tune in or out, that's up to you. But it's through that sort of greenish haze. And the track that he's walking, and he seems to know exactly where he's going, is basically winding you guys along. The wolf's here for my reference in terms of the direction that it went, and it's about time that it disappears, because you guys lost sight of that by not immediately sprinting after it, and all the time you took to desecrate some corpses and not be willing to search the gross stinky guy too much. But you're winding your way through, and you're not getting the best look, but you are getting a feel for the city and the scope and the size and the scale, and it is quite a big area that's sort of, you're getting a feel for how it's tiered up and down and sort of built into the side of the mountain. It seems to be integrated, despite the way the architecture has sort of that mix of what you would equate to your historical Greek and Roman architecture. Historically, it's still quite carefully laid out into the landscape, so it doesn't stand out as a real forced jam it in there. It has been integrated into the mountain that's built on. You can't really see that giant hand too well through the green kind of emerald that you're walking in, that is guiding the path that you're walking along. But you are at least getting an idea of a scale, and you're seeing that there appears to be some marketplaces in there. There's pointed out there was definitely a bath of some kind that he put a statue at the front of, but it wouldn't do what they originally wanted him to do, whatever that was. He didn't elaborate on details. So the sheep's not in a hurry. It's walking at a brisk pace, but it's a comfortable walking pace. He's not sprinting. But as all of you go along, and I'm just going to grab all of your tokens, and apparently I'm going to grab the bathroom token and the bear as well. Oh, this is going to be frustrating. All right, let's move everybody down this way. Oh, I forgot to turn the rotation off on the sheep. The new version of Foundry has an automated feature put onto it that it tries to pick which direction the token's facing when you move it. So it does this stupid bloody rotation thing. I turned it off for everybody, it looks like, except the sheep. And Alia, we're treating you as essentially being on top of the sheep, but I can't have you occupying the same space.
That's
So
fine.
as you guys are walking along, you sort of get to a point where the sheep sort of stops and sort of goes, oh, that's gotten a lot bigger since the last time. Very disappointing. The city should be doing something about this. Can I get you, all of you, to give me a perception check, because I want to see who notices what, and then you can draw it. Whoever sees things, we'll draw everyone's attention to it. But this will be each of you individually. It's just a straight perception. So Ali, you don't get any particular advantage. It's just roll 19. That's pretty good.
Do we really need to roll for Fock to know that he's going to know nothing?
Yes,
Okay.
I need to know.
Fair enough. It's how much nothing.
And Egg, can I get you to roll one as well? Oh, you did good. I didn't see yours.
Is this a passive perception or just a?
No, this is active perception, because the sheep has stopped and is talking. So it's about what do you notice?
Nothing.
I just need to turn the sheep. What's your nothing? What's your nothing number?
Nothing number is 8.
Okay. So let's lock this sheep's rotation. Oh, it doesn't.
No, let him roll.
It's actually not letting me. So that token didn't update. Okay, we're just going to let him roll. He's literally going to keep on rolling along with Alia.
See me
I'll let her have the token.
rolling. Hayden.
Alia, you're the first to. Oh, what was yours? Sorry, Kayla. I can see the others. Fokionis is just too busy admiring his bear skin that keeps flopping over his face. He's not picking
Right,
up on a whole
so-
lot of anything at the moment. He's not seeing anything. He's not smelling anything other than bear carcass.
Fair. I got a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Oh, nat 20.
19, 20. So almost simultaneously, Alia and Kitty, in looking around to see what on earth he's talking about, you can see that off to the side through the mist. This is the first time we've actually seen any kind of signs of life or humans. Propped up against a tree. It looks like he's come to. Still looks a little bit groggy, but he's definitely he's safe, he's healthy as well. With that 19 and 20, you can definitely see that Zach is okay, but you can actually see him just on the other side of that mist, and he's sort of propped up, sitting against a tree, like comfortably. He looks like he's got some sort of pillow or towel behind his head. He's got a little blanket over his lap, and one of his feet, the angle he's sitting on, is actually sort of splayed out a bit, and he's just peeking through the mist. So it doesn't seem to be affecting like the ability of at least Zach in this instance moving through. Well, before we get to the next bit, I'm just reading chat. The fluffy reference Baked is talking about is from Awaken Online, the lit RPG, where the pet of one of the gods in there is the hippie, who's the god of water, has a pet sheep named Fluffy, who is his go-to to make all the decisions around that entire god's pantheon. That's where the Fluffy comes from. If you're interested in knowing more, read it. It's a great series.
Thank you for that
and then
fruity update.
So there's other ones that Sean the sheep. Sean is one of the best names for a sheep, but we'd have to expose Baked to the joys of Sean the sheep. And then Lamb Chop. That's a good one. All right. Back to the actual game now that we've deviated into geekdom, and then we'll deviate back in. See, Zach, you guys can see he is completely okay. He seems to be coming to. But what you do notice is that Gum Gum is there as well, and she is next to what appears to be this whole slew of graves. And she had mentioned about the bodies and the night workers who had been going missing, and how she had been largely left to deal with them and was getting no support from the city. And there's this just immaculate graveyard, and there's fresh and what appears to be no mounds at all, but there's various types of like headstones that it certainly appears from what you're looking at with your extremely high rolls. Thank you, Baked. That this appears to be where she is laying to rest. I'm giving you this because of the height of your rolls, where she's laying to rest the bodies of her fellow workers who she has found, who she's been desperately seeking your assistance to investigate further what has happened to them. And it appears that by the fresh mound of dirt, that there has been another one, whether it was the most recent one that you saw her carry into the one-eyed narwhal or something else. You don't get that with your rolls, but it seems that when she has looked after Zach, it appears that this is where she sort of took him for, with the height of those rolls, some peace and quiet, and she's made him comfortable, and it appears to have, oh my God, for goodness sake. And it appears to have worked. Because he's come to, and he's definitely comfortable. And
That
Zach
sent me.
I need to go to a bigger screen so I can see that. It's only this big. Oh my goodness. Anyone who wants to know, go and check out Race's TikTok, and you'll see a mic stand, or my TikTok, whatever. You'll see a mic stand explode and smack me in the face.
I'll show you tomorrow, Cal.
The gift that keeps on giving. My goodness, that was still so funny. I'm so glad that was recording. It brings me so much joy. So you guys take in all of this, and so you're not at all stressed about Zach. And you can see that his foot's poking through. Fokionis, you almost trip over Zach. Unless someone tells him you're there, you're probably not even going to notice him. Zach, they're taking all of this in, and you're a few seconds behind them with your 14, but you do sort of groggily, like you don't really know how you've ended up here. You've only just recently sort of come to consciousness. You've got a hell of a sore head, but it's not too bad. It appears that your hat has broken or cushioned at least some of that impact, and you've sort of come to you're comfortable. You feel pretty safe. You're a little bit bewildered on why you're in a graveyard, and probably some initial alarm. But with a 14, you picked up that things aren't too bad. But you're still a bit confused as to why this orc lady is who you have met, and you do remember after a moment, is sitting there sobbing in the graveyard. I just need to move this across. I'm using the wrong screen so that you guys can see where I've realized I made everything visible, but you guys can't see it on the stream. You guys can in the foundry. So there's nothing really untoward happening here, but Gum Gum's just sort of sobbing quietly and not making a big fuss. She's there, Zach's there. The sheep's a little bit bewildered, but appears about to be prepared to move on because he's got no recollection of the dude he initially tried to give a scroll to that he knocked flying into a tree. What do you guys want to do here? Any of you? Alia and Kitty, you get to choose first because you saw what was happening first. Fock, you get last say, and Zach, you'll be how you want to do this after whatever these guys do. So Kitty, Alia, then Zach. What's your reaction here?
Kitty wants to ask Gum Gum how many bodies there are in total. Completely ignoring Zach, turns around, is like, oh yeah, Zach's fine, whatever. And this is where they're all buried, correct? This is where Gum Gum's brought them all.
It certainly appears to be, but she's on the other side of that shimmering barrier, and she doesn't appear to be registering what you're saying.
Nothing?
Zach is. Zach, you hear this voice, you hear Kitty asking these questions, and you straight away recognize and look over and see your teammates, but you can also click to the fact that Gum Gum doesn't appear to be, nothing about her demeanor indicates that she's heard. She's just doing what she's doing. And she seems very still at the moment.
But Kitty can tell that Gum Gum can't hear her.
Yeah. I'll give you that with your dirty 20. There's not a lot that you can take in from that, but you can definitely notice. Zach's has certainly turned to the sound of your voice, but
cool.
She doesn't seem to be picking up it at all.
Can
Alia?
Kitty just
walk
at it?
Sorry, Kitty.
Sorry.
Can you what it?
Can Kitty just walk at the glowing barrier? Just see if I can walk through it?
Yeah, you can step through. Yeah.
All right,
yeah,
great.
You step through. You're there on the other side with Zach. But when you step through it all seems a bit grayscale. Something's not quite right with whatever you're currently on with this weird path that's popped up and this whole strange situation that's happening with the sheep. But Zach is in full color, but everything else, and Gum Gum was in white. She's still in white. So that is stark, but you do notice a bit closer up, and it was a bit hard to see through that barrier because her skin is green, but it is a bit grey. It's almost like she's sort of been paused. Almost. Because she's not completely still, but she seems a bit stuck.
Kitty steps backwards and forwards through the barrier a few times.
Yeah, nothing changes except whatever reaction Zach has to you doing this.
Yeah.
While you're doing that bit, so Alia, you were just behind Kitty and noticing this, and you've seen her calling out and then starting to take these steps through the barrier. What do you want to do? Because you picked up on this, and then we'll get to how Zach reacts to it all, and then I'll get you guys to make some decisions before we continue.
I'll lick it.
You want to lick the barrier. Yeah, so you're unnoticed right in the middle of this sheep. So you've got a bit of a, because he's in the middle of the path, and you've got a bit of a stretch. But if you kind of just carefully grab some of that really long wool and you lean out on the edge of the sheep as far as you can reach, you can probably reach, you reckon, to give it a lick. So can you give me that's going to be an acrobatics check, please, to see if you can balance all of those things while holding the wool and lick the barrier.
What
Oh,
is
my
with me
team would've been
and
so much
fucking
better.
nines?
I'll give you
Every
with a-
roll I've done has been a 9, and I don't understand.
I'll give you with a 12 that, look, you manage it and you get your tongue to the barrier. Your tongue just passes through. But as you're doing it,
There's
you
not
are
as
at
good
the
as that
furthest point you possibly can, and you start to lose the grip on the wool. You're almost pulling the wool out, and the sheep sort of gives a little bit of a shake. But lucky for you, Fockyonis is walking along and hasn't really noticed much of this stuff, and you're able to just push off his head and reseat yourself. But your tongue just went through the barrier. It didn't seem to do much of anything at all. It didn't have a taste. It just was there, and then your tongue went through and looked a bit greeny to you because your whole head didn't go through, and then you pushed off barehead and just giving me Danny Go vibes for anyone with little kids, and then back you went. Is there anything else you want to do there? Because otherwise we're going to get to Zach, who's watching all of this. The last time you guys saw him, he was head first into a tree. He's come to, he's in a graveyard, realised he's okay, thankfully with his role, but he's watching his teammates try walk back and forth through a barrier, try and talk to an orc who's just, whatever's happened, they're sort of frozen, semi-frozen. And Alia's nearly gone face planting. She's on a giant sheep, and there's a giant sheep just talking. All of this is a lot. So Zach, Alia first, because you only got the chance to try and lick, and you just succeeded in your lick. What? Is there anything else you want to do before we go to Zach?
I'm gonna throw some trash in there.
Like on through the barrier.
Yep.
Yep. Just for fun, because I
Ooh,
want to
what
see if it
trash?
lands. Are you just like literally just trying to throw it to go to the other side of the barrier, not anywhere in particular?
Not
Yeah.
aiming at someone's
So-
grave.
Yeah, this is what I want you to give me. I just want you to give me a straight dexterity roll, because I just want to see how dexterous you are in action, and I really want to see where this trash ends up.
Not very well. At least it wasn't a fucking 9.
So when you throw it, Zach, your eyes got to go wide. Like you're watching all this go, what the fuck is happening? And just Alia, out of nowhere in her spatial storage, is just scooping up like double handfuls of her miscellaneous just gloops and piles of just sticky shit that is just the crap that she keeps on grabbing and piling in there, with the odd ball bearing sticking out of it. And it all just, this stinking sloppy mess just lands on the really nice picnic blanket that was over your lap, and it just goes all over the blanket, splatters up onto you, bit on your face, and you're just sitting there. Let's, on that, go to Zach. Zach,
Yeah.
welcome back.
Hello.
Zach's the new trash monster.
So yeah, when Kitty comes in, I go up to greet her. She just walks past me, I guess. And so yeah, basically address everyone, go like, hey, how are you going? And what's been happening? Well, I've been I got a headache.
Just before or after you got hit
Can we
with
even
rubbish?
hear him?
you can, because we established that he could hear Kitty just ignoring him and talking to Gum Gum. So yeah, Zach could hear Kitty. You guys, to let you know, it goes back the other way too. So when he's talking, you can hear him.
And then
But where does the rubbish hit you in all of this, Zach? The tongue through the barrier, and then like, are we talking? Hey, great to see all of you guys.
Yeah, yeah, sure, like that. It's just
So-
yeah, nice to see you too. Like, it's
And she's
that's the raccoon greeting, I suppose.
the sheeps are going, oh, who the fuck is it? Who's this? Oh, fellow. No, man of class and taste, I see. Fellow magic user, no. Pleasure to meet you. Fenrir Shinebright. You must come along and help us out, especially if you know these questionable characters. And he launches back into his diatribe of how his apprentice had usurped him, and he was just a famous transmuter and magician, and absolutely famous in these parts and integral to the running of the city. And he needs assistance in reclaiming his tower and grounds, and how immaculate the gardens used to be, but now they're not. And he's been eating grass for the last 2 years, but he got out when the gate was left unlocked, and then these guys slaughtered all of his former men who got turned into animals. And you're getting all of this whole thing that these guys have heard like just minutes previously and on the walk. And now he's just, this sheep has like verbal diarrhea. God, earlier on the sheep holding an arm. So yeah, are you just coming back through and joining up with the rest of the group? And Bok doesn't really appear to have noticed that you're there at this point. And you see like Alia push up his head after she nearly falls off the sheep.
Yeah, try and listen as much as I can to the sheep after he gets over the shock of seeing a talking sheep. Like, I know weird things happen here, but it's hard
because
to
that's
get
the
used
most
to.
shocking thing we've ever done or seen.
Unless you just Bok is covered in bear blood. And, yeah.
The
No,
corpse
that's
just flopping over, and Alia wearing the repurposed tiger skin on top of a sheep.
Please, at what point does Fock notice like Zach?
Oh mate, yeah,
Not yet, or yet?
I reckon
gonna
when if he's going to walk through and he's trying to take all this in, I'd say when he steps through the barrier, you nearly walk into him.
Nice. Right. Well, in that case, I go, oh, Zach, I barely noticed you there, bro.
Oh my goodness. So from there, because I did promise you guys that we would
So 2302, I broke Zach.
we would keep moving things along. So what I will I'll just retrospectively do, because to be right. So,
I love it.
Jesus. What I'll give you is Alia and Kitty. You guys, while all of this is happening, and once you've kind of satisfied your curiosity, or just realize that it's an exercise in frustration, and the excellent questions that you had just don't appear that they're going to get the answers that you're seeking right now for whatever reason on whatever's happening. But you guys do both see that there's really clear tracks for the wolf that came tearing through, and like there's those little small now puddles of water from the frosted footprints that it's appeared to have left behind after it has just taken off almost mid icy blast when it ran away from you guys. And it's the same direction as what the sheep was heading. But with the party now back together again, we're always looking windows in this game. You guys are a bunch of window lickers. You truly are.
Tastes like
Yeah.
sunshine.
It's windows, it's doors, it's miscellaneous just
Walls,
things,
rocks, cans, rubbish.
stuff on the side of walls. There was a cave wall that
How
got a
else
lick
do you
at
know
one
what it
point,
tastes
I
like
think.
if you don't put it in your mouth?
Look, that sounds like Alia's philosophy on life to me. The Ali of
100%.
that's the name of whatever book Ali or Focciano's published at the end of this dungeon crawl. Is there? How do you know what it tastes like if you don't lick it?
Talking to your grandchildren, I lick that.
So,
I lick that.
oh my goodness, just feel like this whole campaign. Don't put that in your mouth. No, take it out. Take it out. Spit it.
Elliot is in
My
fact a toddler.
Yes.
with weapons.
And has been consistently that way. I still think one of my favorite moments of recent times was just the I can't read with the sheep and the scroll. That was great. That was such a good moment. Let's before we move to the next kind of little area, which is going to involve a whole other space opening up. I think there is a good point. I feel like we've only just started, but that's my fault. I'm sorry. Let's leave it there because next is sort of the next phase of what's happening with Fenrir as he toddles along, still not shutting up, and every now and then dropping what on a normal sheep would be little pellets, but this is a very big sheep, so they're almost like rocks coming out of its back end, and it doesn't seem to bother me, just like a sheep, just walking along, dropping these things behind him. And we'll pick that up in the next one.